Hey guys, Accountability Angel here, and we are in Oglesby, Illinois, outside of the city offices. It's 12:41 p.m. on Thursday, November 3rd, 2022. This Jake used to be like addicted to Cheez-Its when we were younger. He is doing pretty well. He actually was at the same job for 7 or 8 years, and recently he actually began his new job right after he got done serving his sentence for allegedly being found guilty. I mean, I don't I don't believe the public defender would have fought any harder for him anyway, honestly. I want to see what's down these stairs. I don't really. Hello. How are you? Are you pulling that on me?
Yeah.
I hope it's in a friendly manner. What?
What are you up to?
Are you trying to intimidate me out of my journalism, Doug?
Me.
You, I didn't think you'd be
I
here.
hadn't seen you so long, so I thought I'd videotape you.
Well, just so you know, it's better when you turn it to the side, though. You get a better view.
Oh.
See?
Wow.
Now, why are you filming me, though? What's down here? That's what I was going for.
It used to be a bank, and it used to be like bank.
Are you actually filming? Mm-hmm. Is that your personal phone or your work phone?
Personal.
Why are you filming me on your personal phone, Doug?
I'm really not.
I was about to say, I'm going to have to FOIA that. Makes it sticky. Well, I'm glad to see you here.
It's, it used to be like bank offices, but they go down there for executive session. There's a table at the bottom of the stairs. They go down, like for executive session, they'll go down there once in a while. There's some rooms down there that they use for storage.
Do they have them closed off to the public?
No, you can get right through there.
Oh, that's interesting. That's how LaSalle's was. And the chief tried to tell me, he's like, you can't go in there. I said, you got to close the door, man. Yeah. He was cool about it, though.
I think the only room that's locked is like with the expensive equipment in it. Because people can come right in and go down, and there's expensive equipment in there that they could take.
Yeah, enjoy. Are the cameras down there? Sometimes sometimes you see the camera, but the camera doesn't do much for people.
I don't know if there's a camera down there or not. They used to have it out here somewhere. Oh, it's up in that corner.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Coming to get you. Well, I'm glad you weren't actually recording. You almost threw me off. I was like, no way is he being bogus like that. I could be here trying to complain on somebody that works for the city. You never know. Right?
There are not very many of them here today.
No. I just came here to file, for a 1A and to file FOIAs. I just left LaSalle filing FOIAs. Figured to knock out here. I was actually going to go to the post office in a different town, but I realized they weren't open yet, and I don't have much time. Why? They, I think their lunch schedule or something. They have like weird hours because it's one of the neighboring small towns.
Gotcha.
So, you know.
No, we were just eating lunch.
Oh, I did not expect to see you here, I'll tell you what. Even though, I mean, you're 2 doors down. I actually tried to hop out and see. I was going to write up my FOIAs in my car. But I saw a sheriff's truck, so I was going to hop out and film him, but he was gone. He was creeping around your alley.
Oh.
Do you still have those stairs blocked off? I was going to look. I didn't look yet. Don't worry, I'm not going there today.
They're blocked off.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah.
It does make a difference, though, you know, because there could be that time where little Johnny wanders off, you know, and falls right off the building.
They could walk right out in the middle of the street, too.
Yeah, you never know. For real, you got to watch them.
Block off all the streets.
We should. Well, I'll be in there in a minute. Hey, it's good to see you. I'm glad you weren't actually recording.
No.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind, but definitely do it this way if you're trying to do something that's not TikTok.
I wouldn't know how to do it, to be honest with you.
I don't know much either, but you know what? I just kind of went for it once I saw the need. I will see you soon, I'm sure. All right. That was the chief of police, Doug Hayse. If you guys recall it all. What do you say? You can't get in here. He's just trying to shove me down the stairs. He threw me off. I was like, are you really doing that? Because I always thought he was pretty cool. He replaced Jim Noblock. the most terrible person in the world. Well, one of them. Oh, this opens. Okay, but it's creepy, so. I see what he's saying. It's not locked. Doesn't say not to go in. Okay. Can't judge him too hard because the stairs to my basement outside probably aren't much better. Glad it was just him jacking around instead of my anxiety isn't ready for some jerk to threaten with kidnapping me and then filming me while I'm trying to file a complaint. I just gotta file my FOIAs. Luckily for them, I don't have long. Maybe not luckily, who knows. Isaac Marquez. I hope he's not related to that other guy. Can't think of his first name, but that, Todd Marquez. Chief of Depew. Terrible person. Yes.
You ever go to Granville?
I tried to where Padilla is, and you know what? Nobody answered the door at all. And then and I was pretty adamant about, sticking around. And so I thought it was weird because neither did City Hall. You know how it's kind of right there together?
Yeah.
And then on my way out of town, I stopped by Casey's, and then I see Padilla himself in his squad car kind of right there on the road. I'm like, well, dang. So
That's why nobody answered the door. He was the only one working, probably.
Probably. So I cut him a break, but I considered going back, but I haven't yet.
That's where you need to be.
You think?
Granville's where it's happening, I'm telling you.
Oh, I believe it. It's happening all over. So can one of you give me 2 FOIA request forms? Mm-hmm. Please.
How you doing?
I'm waiting for Rich.
All right.
Check out that.
The camera's here.
Or not, I'm sorry, the microphone.
Thank you.
Need a pen?
I had one at one point, but I might have taken it out. Oh, I do have one. I'm good.
Does that eat up your battery?
Yes. And my storage, but I have a couple different ones I use. I haven't been going out as much recently.
You all done in court?
Nope.
No.
Nope. Hired a new lawyer over the summer, so. We found pictures of my former lawyer campaigning with the sheriff who set up my kidnapping. So. Very interesting.
The thing is, this one here, you're called about.
You know, it's strange. I haven't even gotten a ticket since like 10 years ago when I was in an accident. That was my fault. Up here in Oglesby. And then somehow I start beating up the cops while turning into my complaint. You know, it's
Why
weird.
did you turn into a bully?
I don't know. I'm still wondering. I mean, I did definitely run my mouth to them, but that was after they allowed their people to put their hands on me. And did nothing about it. But, you know, the real kicker is when the dispatcher was on duty threatening to slice my throat multiple times, and they're using that in the evidence against me. Literally. To court for a no stalking order. She did abruptly stop harassing me and sending random food to my house.
Random food?
Yeah, like Pizza Hut. I was out of town. I was working like an hour away, and then I get a call from Peru Pizza Hut saying, "Hey, we're here." Nobody's answering. They specifically sent like the little kid pizzas.
Who did?
2 of them. I believe it's Tara Hyde, that dispatcher. Who? It's a long story, but I was receiving crazy phone calls and recordings from the same person. I know it sounds nuts, but it's true. Well documented.
I can't believe anything you would do would be nuts. I just can't believe it. Or that you'd be involved in it.
I hope you mean that with love. Hey, it's Tara Hyde. Wasn't me.
You realize FOIAs are a pain in the butt?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
But how else are we going to get the
I
information?
understand. I'm just,
And you know what really got
I'm
me
just
going
curious
with it
if you
is-
knew that they're a pain.
Yeah, the resistance from certain places was what really got me going with it.
I know.
You know what's weird is
We're non-resistant here.
I filed a few complaints against a certain county for certain actions they had done against me, and via the FOIA, it told me that up until a few days before I was kidnapped by them, that they never received any complaints from me regarding one of their officers putting his hands on me. And you know what's weird is I totally did, and I have records of it, but they don't. You know, strange.
Corruption. It's corruption.
Dude, it is. I'm serious.
I'm serious.
I mean, and isn't it weird how it all comes full circle where Jim Noblock just happened to be,
That is a funny one.
you know what I mean?
That's funny.
I'm just glad that he wasn't the one in office when I first came to you and needed you.
That's a beautiful signature.
Isn't that
How would you like it
the
if a
wonderful
cop, how
part
would you
about
like it if
freedom?
a cop signed your ticket like that and you
Yeah,
didn't know
it's
who
like,
he was?
I don't get tickets unless I get kidnapped by armed thugs when I'm trying to turn in my complaints. And I don't just willy-nilly file them.
You willy-nilly signatured.
It's because I refuse to identify by anything other than the email address. It is pleasant in here. LaSalle City Hall is pretty busy. Must be because of the time of the month.
Usually this would be the busy time.
Everybody already paid their crazy city bills. I hear about that all the time. I was at a bar and one of your guys' a certain employee for the city was there. And some lady just happened to find out when we were all talking that he worked for here, and that she was asking all about why her city bill was all
It's funny
crazy.
how people do that when you're off the clock.
Oh, I
in
found it
public.
hilarious. I didn't tell him who I was. I just left it alone.
That was one of the first things I straightened the cops out on. Said, if I can't read your signature,
Oh,
I'm gonna go to the court and tell them to drop that ticket.
Heck yeah.
I'll tell you what, the person that you write a ticket to ought to be able to identify who you are.
yeah.
Just like a person writing a FOIA, you ought to be able to identify who wrote that FOIA.
But
I wasn't talking to you.
I guess that's, we see a lot of signatures. Though.
Yeah, I know.
sorry.
That's all right.
It's all we have is time, right?
Well, until 4:30.
And then we
And
don't
then we
have
don't
time.
have time.
4:30, we're out.
Yeah.
Are you ever out early?
Who?
You?
Oh, I mean, mentally maybe.
Do you want to copy? Okay. Can I have a copy of that one as well, please? I was gonna find something in my car to write on that was like how I used a gum wrapper earlier and wrote one, and then I asked them for 2 FOIAs and then wrote on those 2. But I like to just see. I've started this new thing where I go around and ask about the safe havens, you know, like at the PD or at the fire department, asking questions about that. I had a really great video in Princeton with their fire chief. Although the last place I was just at, I ran into this lady that worked there, where both her kids go to school with my kids. So I was like, oh. Once I realized it was her, I was awkward. So you guys have the window over there?
We do. That's where you get withdrawals from your banking account.
Oh, I bet. Something like that.
Pull up there and you can make a deposit.
I don't want to. I just have them take it right out of my account.
No, make a deposit.
What, to the
Your
city?
deposit. No
Do you guys
refunds.
always provide receipts? I've been in the situation where I paid money for a FOIA, and they refused to give me a receipt. And what that means, he's probably skimming off of it.
They charge for FOIAs?
Certainly, you guys charged me. Actually, I was going to make a stink of it, but I didn't. I think she had grouped together my FOIAs that I'd filed like a
All of
couple
it.
months ago. When they were separate ones, I ended up getting charged like $17 for all of it. When really, if they're all separate, I probably would have owed little to nothing. But I didn't want to cause a problem. I know she's deals with enough. All
No
right.
doubt.
And what was your name, honey?
Patty.
Patty. All right. Well, it was nice to meet you. I appreciate your help.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Doug.
Goodbye.
Take care of yourself.
Go to Padilla's office.
I can't today. He's lucky. He's speaking of, I believe his name is Mike Padilla. He's now the Granville police chief, but he used to be the sergeant in Oglesby up until, I don't know, a little over a year ago or so. Well, I'd call that a solid First Amendment pass for the Oglesby City offices. Patty did a wonderful job. Excuse all the wind, can't help it, don't have a windsock. Anyway, I was a little creeped out when he came up to me with the phone like that, because I was like, are you for real? But anyway, he showed me he wasn't even filming. I mean, really, whatever, but nonetheless. Didn't expect to see the chief here, but luckily I wasn't planning to go to the PD anyway. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. Tell your friends. Bye!